Hello, friends. Welcome to another Mercy Moment Emery episode. And I've been wrestling and processing and trying to be able to effectively communicate a transition that has occurred in my life for months now. It's been a long journey and it's been a difficult one that I don't fully understand some of the dynamics, to be totally honest. And my goal is to be transparent with grace some of the very difficult dynamics that have occurred in my relationship with my daughter Emery. And it's not something that I saw coming, not something I thought would come to pass the way it has, but learning to embrace elements that are outside of my control, elements that are just a part of living in a fallen world, with the pain and hurt of sin, the brokenness. And I've been wrestling with that since 2020, when everything was was definitely attacked. I'll put it that way. Everything was really, my relationship with Emery was greatly opposed in that time, but I've fought for fatherhood. I've done everything I possibly can to be there for my little girl at whatever capacity I could be, working a full-time job and trying to restart a new life and build from the ground up, and building her care team, spending a lot of time. It was a faith-building journey in itself that I haven't shared a whole lot about, but all of that said, many of you are probably wondering what happened to Emery. Why am I not seeing photos? Why am I not seeing her in general? Why hasn't Zach said anything for quite a while? And you would be right. The last time I held her was actually February 19th of 2023. And I'm making this video. It's a closed link. I want to share with those who truly care, but not something that just anyone needs to know. But I know many of you do care. Many of you have prayed. So I wanted to make this video and really share some of the journey that has been in the dark, as far as letting other people into the season. It's been very difficult. So as I said, last time I held her was February 19th. It was Sunday. We were at church and she had a massive seizure. It was really a traumatic experience. It really escalated really fast, ended up with a ambulance ride to the hospital. Thankfully she was fine, but it was very scary, and it really triggered in me a time of reflection to really look at Emery's health. And Anna has been right there with me as she was there, and she helped really care for Emery. She put over 3 months of training to be there for her at a professional capacity, to take care of her and for us to together take care of Emery. And so we were in this, we thought, for the long haul, and we had a long-term vision, and we've brought her into our relationship and our journey, and she has been there. So grateful for Anna. She's been an incredible blessing. How she's loved and been there and cared for Emery and put her in such adorable clothes. Her touch has been absolutely irreplaceable. So all that said, she had a massive seizure, and it's really caused me to step back. And unfortunately, some difficult dynamics with Emery's mom and her family that have been unfortunate have led to Anna and I fully stepping back from having a physical presence in Emery's life and removing ourselves from her care. Definitely not a decision we made lightly, but one that we had to embrace certain things that we had no control of, while also looking at the heart of things. What is best for Emery? And she started having seizures in 2022, Father's Day of 2022. She had no seizures for about 2.5 years, and just literally felt like out of nowhere had a massive seizure Father's Day of 2022 after being at my house after her mom had picked her up and landed in the ER. So, very similar event to what happened when she was in my care, literally on February 19th, while we were literally in church service when this happened. Very similar event. She's had these seizures that have escalated quickly and become emergent and resulted in ambulance rides. But all of that said, epilepsy returned with a fierce vengeance, and it's been really difficult. I've never had to deal with her having a seizure, so her health has started to get worse, and she's weakened. And I've also been doing some reflection as I've started calling her name, zero response. Started really seeing where she was at neurologically. So a combination of events really have showed how fragile Emery is. And it's a lot for a normal child to have to go between two households and have all of that environmental change of a different bed, different environment. That's a lot for any kid, and it shouldn't be that way. I hate that. Like, divorce leads to very difficult circumstances for children, speaking as a child of divorced parents. So seeing that Emery is medically fragile, it's a lot of stimulation, and starting to look at it, it's tough, but it's just too much for her. And having to embrace that and step back and say, you know what, Emery needs a stable environment. She needs to have what her mom and her family have provided and created together, living all in one house. So stepping back, embracing that, and doing it, having to process it, having to grieve, having to work through this. It's not been a light decision, but seeing everything at the big picture, it was what was best and what was needed for Emery. So wanted to share that, wanted to ask for prayers, for wisdom, support, healing, and God's grace in this journey, as it has been delicate. Her life has been very trying. She's gone through so much, and it's difficult to see those limitations still there, the result of a lot of adversity and health ailments that Emery has faced. It's been very difficult, but I know God is here, and He has given me peace. He's given me clarity, and He is the Father that is faithfully present. And I thankfully still do have a presence digitally and remotely with Emery. I still get to see her and pray with her, and still get to read books to her. And we walk through Psalm 23 together and pray that, receive God as our shepherd, get to pray the blessing that Moses put on the people of Israel. And we still get to have a connection from distance, just looks different. So wanted to share that. So that's why you won't see pictures, haven't seen pictures of Emery and I, and Anna and I, all of us together. It is sad, it is hard. It's not what we expected, not what we planned for, not what we wanted, but having to pivot and look at things, what's best for Emery. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for your prayers, and thank you for the love and support. It's been incredible as she turns 6, July 19th, 2023. Thank you, friends.